Day 610, 22 for 22. Good morning. I hope this finds you well. Please stay in your fight and do not quit. All right, so I've been talking about technology and time has changed war and us, and it's true. Yesterday I talked about being in combat in World War II and combat now. Going to keep going with that one a little bit more and then move on to another portion unless somebody wants me to readdress something. All right, so yesterday I talked about how we fight. Now, what I'm going to talk about today is while we're there, what goes on on the other side of it, not just the fighting. Now we have in World War II, we took about 400. I think we took more than that. About 400,000 casualties from 1941 through 1945. That's not the wounded, that's just the dead. The wounded was much higher. Now, combat medicine back then was rudimentary, and it had been rudimentary for centuries. Basically, if you were wounded in war, you can probably expect to die. It slowly started getting better. World War I I think was the start of the real innovation in battlefield medicine. And in World War II, it was still rudimentary, but getting better. Field hospitals popped up, better equipped than they did in World War I. The combat medic, while a lifesaver, only had so many tools at his disposal. Now you move through Korea and Vietnam and the Gulf War, things have steadily improved. Battlefield medicine has gotten to the point where if it's not I wouldn't say an instantly fatal wound, but if you can be stabilized, you're likely going to live, unless you're burned, and then you have a higher risk of dying. But the battlefield medicine has improved vastly, and I think that also plays into the problems after service. And this is going to sound callous as hell, but many times during World War II, artillery strikes would leave people with not one shrapnel wound, but they'd be dead by the concussion or dying, and then die shortly after because there was no way to treat them at that time. Things have improved. Our practices have improved. Like vehicle-borne IEDs and IEDs in general do a lot of damage, and it's TBIs and stuff like that. So I think we have, with the changing of the warfare from being basically a slugfest to a dirty hidden bomb, has changed how our troops become casualties, and I think that affects how they're treated when they get out, and the after effects that they have to deal with while they're there. But the PJs, the combat medic, the corpsmen, the field hospitals, they do a bang up job of trying to get us put back together again after we done fell off the wall. It's a definite shout out to them, because the survivability is so much better than it was back when. Like even this is going to sound stupid, but even in MASH, how often did somebody die on the table and piss off Hawkeye or BJ, or I think Frank killed just about everybody. But the survivability just wasn't there because the technology wasn't there. The technology has improved, the skills have improved, and I think that plays a big part in it. Now, if you survive something traumatic, there's going to be after effects, and I'll get into that later on down the road. But I think because we are saving so many that get wounded, we are creating that problem. And I'm definitely not saying let you die. Hell no. It is worth getting our heroes home and getting our people home than it is to bury them on a foreign soil or ship them home and bury them in Arlington or in their hometown. You being here is more important than that, than being buried there. I've been to the World War II cemetery at Covell del Sur, overlooking Omaha Beach, and it is a veritable crop of crosses. And while very beautiful, you can't help but almost cry. Looking at all the lost youth laying there that died on June 6, 1944 and after. So, like I said, a shout out to our medical personnel that handle the horrific stuff on the ground when it happens to us and others. They don't just take care of our guys and girls. They take care of whoever they come across. So that, I think, has made a big difference. Technology and time between the wars has definitely done some good to help survivability and keep people going, and that can't be overstated. That is such a great thing. I think it does end up creating some issues that on the home side of it they're not addressing as good as they should, and it's probably as good as they can. They probably could do better. But the fighting on the ground is, it's never pleasant. You watch any movie about war, and yeah, some of them glamorize it, but if you look at the dirt, having been a grunt, looking at what they're doing, it's down, dirty, disgusting, painful, and when you're in it, probably one of the worst experiences you're ever going to have. Also one of the most exhilarating. Having almost been shot by in training, those rounds going by and you live, you kind of got that feeling of, whew, life is good. So anyway, the bottom line is, war has changed due to time and technology, and that changes us in turn. So I'm going to wrap this one up for the day and talk about something else to deal with this tomorrow. This one didn't come across as good as I wanted it to. I hope it conveys well, but some things I was thinking didn't come out properly on here. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm going to do my push-ups and be done. Good morning. How are you, sweetheart? Alright, gotta get going. Oh, gonna join me? Didn't think so. You're not my push-up girl. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 1 for the Airborne Ranger in the sky, 1 for the infantry, 1 for the fallen. Hi, James. Hi, Barbara.
Why did Mom have to wake me up at this late at night?
It's not night, it's morning. It's time to get ready for school.
I am kind of sleepy.
Well, it's time to get ready for school. Alright, so I have my YouTube channel, that_pushup_guy tough. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Videos usually uploaded every day. I have my personal page where you can find the video, and then about 20 veterans Facebook groups. If you want to share it, and I'd appreciate it if you would, and can't share it from inside the group because of the security settings, come to my page, share from there.
Oh,
I would appreciate it. Whew. If you need help, seek help. Get it from friends, family, professionals. There's absolutely no shame and no weakness in seeking the help that you need to be here to stay on this plane. Do what you got to do to be here. Do not use suicide as a permanent solution to a temporary or permanent problem. You got this. You guys want to say goodbye?
Yeah.
Where are you, dude? Slide over.
You're not in it.
I am now. 1, 2, 3.
Tough
Tough
out.
out.